And they definitely set themselves up for this game really to go either way in the second half. We've already mentioned that the Bison have not given up a single point in the second half in the 4 games that they have played. And Western this season especially has been methodically a team that has struggled scoring in the second half, but I think it's going to take just one big play for things to really come unglued here at Hanson Field, and that one's going to go out the back of the end zone. So Western, pretty decent field position to start here in the second half.
Good field position is always a great thing for any offense. And Drew, you mentioned North Dakota State has not allowed 1 point, not a safety, not a field goal, nothing in the second half this season. But coming into this game, they also hadn't fumbled the ball either offensively. And the Leathernecks and Jonathan Rollins proved otherwise in the first half as they forced a fumble for the Bison.
Starting the second half, it's going to be Norvell in the shotgun. Baker in the backfield with him, rolling out to his right. He's got some blocking in front of him, and he will be tackled to the ground after a 3 or 4 yard pickup.
Good job by Baker there to get the block. Not the biggest guy, but he got the job done as Norvell was able to cut inside.
The tackle was made by number 53, Kyle Emanuel. And this is the big guy we're talking about. He's got over 5 sacks on the year. And he really has been kind of quiet here.
I really feel like a lot of the players that we highlighted as being big-time players coming into this game on both sides, Western Illinois and North Dakota State, have been pretty quiet today.
It's going to be a give to Baker. Baker finding a seam and going to get tackled from behind, but Baker continuing to get just those explosive runs that push him into the secondary with almost ease.
Yeah, whatever he's doing today, I don't know if it was maybe a switch up of breakfast, but he's certainly playing even more explosive than he usually does, and a lot more spinning by Baker than we've seen in past weeks.
Baker again right up the gut. He's got some pushing from behind him. He's finally brought down. It seemed like he was wrapped around the ankles by Thornton of NDSU, but he was still going as I think a couple of them linemen got behind Baker and just kept dragging him along. Into the game now at running back is number 28, Devin Moore. He's out there when it's 2nd and 6 for the Leathernecks. Norvell, keeper right up the middle. And that is a dangerous dive as he was going into the ground backwards. Thankfully, he did not take any sort of hits. That run will bring up 3rd and short.
Travis back there almost treated Norvell like a pinball in a pinball machine and made contact with Norvell in the front, and that actually boosted Norvell a few yards further than he would have gone originally.
Western's offense keeping it on the ground. A lot of guys in the box for North Dakota State. Devin Moore in the deep backfield. He has been the 3rd down back for this Leatherneck offense, and it's going to be a give to him. He's got a seam, and he's got one guy to beat. He shoves him to the ground, and he's finally brought down by Hegel at the 35-yard line.
Great run there by Devin Moore. And you'll notice when he gets contact and feels that pressure coming from behind, he puts 2 hands on that football. You see right here, he knows somebody's coming. He grabs the football. Great job, great running by Devin Moore.
Back out on the field is Baker, and it's going to be a give to him. He finds the small seam. He tries to get his smaller body through that seam, but it doesn't get too much for him. However, this rushing offense, you said it at halftime, and now we're still seeing it. They're not making any adjustments other than, you know what, let's continue to run this ball down the middle of the field with our backs. Same formation. It's going to be a pass. Trying to lob one out to Borsellino. No flag on the play as he's up immediately looking at the sideline referee. They're going to call it a pretty clean defensive stop there by Champion.
Borsellino up in arms about the no call on pass interference there. I'm not sure he has a case. Champion, just good pass coverage there.
3rd and 7 for the Leathernecks. Bison seem to be showing blitz. Baker in motion. It's going to be a handoff. He gets past that first wave of Bison. He's still on his feet. 10-5, touchdown Western. J.C. Baker. Big run after big run, and now big points up on the board. 9-3, as Western is just shocking North Dakota State. So the big man finally converting from the free throw line, as he now has given his team a 3-point advantage, 77-74. Covington with the shot fake, but that one would have been about, seemed probably 80 feet away from the hoop. Kick out, Fuller, nice shot fake. He gets partially blocked. It's gonna be saved, and Biddle controls the pace. We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes left in this one. 3-point game, 77-74. As South Dakota State on top on the road. South Dakota State using every bit of this shot clock. We're now down to 10 seconds. Biddle, baseline. Turned away, Larson on over to Marshall. Marshall looking to make a move. He turns the corner. Misses, rebounded by Badish. He gets the ball in the hands of Covington, now up the court to Roberts Burnett. Back to Covington. And nice closeout by Marshall. Inside, Condi.
Condi
upset with himself.
Yeah, puts his face in his hands. He knows he had a good look at it, just missed the roll, but a really good feed from Garrett Covington. They're just trying to get it past 2 defenders and feed Condi. And just everyone late there, and the double team going on Garrett. I mean, I can see why he's been making everything, but a good, smart play by Covington to hit the roll man, and Condi had nothing but daylight.
He sinks the first one, as he's gonna get 2. And a chance to make it a 1-point game. Telling Houston checks back into the game, taking a seat will be Moffitt, so I would assume offense for defense with the final minute 20 left here on the game.
Telling Houston has been that guy to hit a lot of shots midway through this half to get South Dakota State where it is now.
Mo goes 1 of 2 from the line, so it's going to stay at a 2-point game, 77-75. Now South Dakota State can take this game well under a minute. They're looking inside at Larson. He's now going to go set a screen for Marshall. Rising up from the elbow, and that's a big bucket.
Yeah, clutch basket from Marshall as he rises and fires from the free throw line. Western going to have to come up with a big basket here on this possession, and you got to think it's going to Garrett Covington.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to think that they're going to try to get him some sort of a screen or a decent look at the 3. I mean, the guy's 5 of 7 on the game. You're down by 4 with you're just inside a minute. There's a lot of basketball left, and the foul situation, I believe both teams are at least in the bonus, so you're going to stop the clock and send the other team to the line regardless of what you do. But I don't care if we do get a bucket. The biggest concern of mine, if I'm head coach Billy Wright, is getting back and actually getting a stop. I mean,
getting a stop.
Jackrabbits have gotten all sorts of buckets.
I mean, it's going to be hard to defend like it's been all day. And Drew, I'm wondering where you stand on the Hacka-Larson strategy. I mean, a guy that has struggled from the free throw line, a bigger guy for South Dakota State. If you can just, foul him right when the ball comes out, you do stop the clock already. And you're sending a guy who hasn't shot particularly well from the free throw line. I mean, it's a strategy that Billy Wright, I'm sure, is going through his head as Western has had its troubles all night long, stopping South Dakota State on the offensive side.
Fuller. Handoff to Covington. Almost an over and back call. Stop, pop. He gets another one.
Yeah, that was the most nonchalant. Ball slips out of my hands. I got to go run and chase this thing down, and then pops, from the elbow. Clutch shot from Garrett Covington.
That bucket makes it a 2-point game.
About 9 seconds separate the game clock from the shot clock. South Dakota State looking to take as much time off that clock as they can. And right now, Marshall will control the pace, top the key. Only 10 on the clock. Biddle getting a screen from Larson. Parks, 3. Off the mark, that'll be knocked out of bounds. And it will be Western basketball with 9 seconds.
Take a look at that. It's Western basketball right there. A really good defensive possession from Western. Not the shot I don't think that they really wanted. Was a 3, kind of going for the dagger. And now Western's going with it.
So the final 6 seconds. J.C. Fuller. Screen, top the key. Inside to Condi. Misses the layup. And that is how Western is going to go down here at home, losing by 2 points, 77-79, on what most would call just an absolute heartbreaker.